Hello and welcome to the latest Friday afternoon live with Accountancy Age. I'm Kevin Reid and I'd like to welcome you to the Swan in Hammersmith. Accountancy Age and Financial Director are finally based here with our new owners Contentive, and so the Swan I think will be seeing a little bit more of me in the coming weeks and months. Okay, let's move on to important matters. What are we going to discuss today? We're going to cover the ongoing Rangers tax case, and we'll also talk about the also ongoing and everlasting woes for the taxman for HM Revenue and Customs. So let's start at the beginning. Rangers, as you know, the football club, its holding company, its businesses actually went into insolvency, ended up in a liquidation process. During this process, the taxman has been chasing down the old company about some employee benefit trusts and e-firms, which sound very technical. Basically what they mean is that they were paying players and staff through effectively a loan system. The money would go out off into trust, the money would come back to the players as loans, but really on the premise that the players would never have to pay the loans back, and therefore avoiding tax. And this has gone through various tribunals in recent years. The Court of Session has actually ruled that these schemes don't stand up. And this is fascinating stuff because it puts a lot of previous case law into grave doubt. And basically the Court of Session said that we can talk about the technicalities that got covered during the various tribunals, but really when it comes down to it, substance over form. So really, they shouldn't be avoiding tax in this way. So all that's left really now is for the Supreme Court to overturn this decision of the Court of Session. They've had a few, I think there are going to be a few nervous accounting firms out there and lots of litigation lawyers that may well be licking their lips. So if you're watching this and you run a practice and you've been involved in offering any EBTs or EFIRB schemes, I would make sure that your professional indemnity insurance is well in place and well stocked up. Moving on, the Public Accounts Committee this week. Now, obviously with the PAC, you'll be very aware that during Margaret Hodges' tenure as chair of the PAC, she was quite adept at giving the taxman a hell of a lot of stick over various matters. Margaret Hodges isn't in charge of the PAC anymore, but Meg Hillier is, and she doesn't seem to be in any mood to let up on poor old HMRC. So in our latest report this week, the PAC has outlined a number of key areas where it's saying that the taxman is falling well short. And these are areas that I think kind of carry on from the direction of travel that Margaret Hodge had outlined. So she talks about the number of prosecutions, that offshore tax evasion is being woefully inadequate, that HMRC has failed to kind of gather intelligence on the losses that are being made through aggressive tax avoidance, and that they flag up as an obstacle to improving the UK's tax laws. So that's interesting. A lot of the tax avoidance debate has been around HMRC saying, well, you're the MPs, you set the law, and we'll put it into place. They're now putting the onus back on the taxman, saying, well, you let us know what's going on in a better, more sophisticated fashion, and we can write better tax law. So that's interesting, pushing it back onto the taxman. There's also a lot of stuff around the so-called Lagarde list, which were the stolen Swiss data on offshore bank account holders, and the fact that so few lines of inquiry have actually resulted in a conviction, one in total, and HMRC suggesting that that's actually a lot, mate. So that's really interesting that the PAC is sticking with that. And again, they flag up HMRC issues with customer service, the customer of course being the taxpayer, which they consider to be so bad that it's actually having an adverse impact again on the collection of tax revenues. I'm sure lots of you have waited a long time on the phone trying to get through to HMRC, and that's just one of a number of issues that practitioners face when trying to look after their clients. Our practitioner column, which you may know through Accountancy Age, where twice a month the anonymous practitioner outlines the woes that them and their firm is going through, has picked up on the PAC's thoughts that the practitioners flagged up their own woes with the taxman and actually flagged up a questionnaire of clients found HMRC to be less popular than their clients' mother-in-laws. Now, you may want to argue that's a little bit politically incorrect, but I think it sets out where the practitioner's thoughts are on these matters, and I'm sure that those thoughts are echoed by other practitioners out there. Right, I've got a pint of lager to get on with here. I'll ask my trusty cameraman George. His first time as our cameraman here. George, have we had any questions that need broaching?
Nothing of note.
Nothing of note, okay, so I'm not getting any of the rude ones passed over to me, so that's excellent. Thank you very much for joining the latest Friday Afternoon Live. It's been good stuff, and I'll see you again here in Hammersmith next Friday. Cheers.